Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Whiskey Talk with Mario. I have my whiskey poured. Do you? Today we're sipping on Jameson and a little bit of Dr. Pepper Zero with cherry flavor. I think that's what it is. But as we enjoy this whiskey, let's talk about what's going on in the news lately. There's a lot going on. I feel like we are in some very, very interesting times as of lately. I don't know, with everything with the polarizing candidates that we have running for president, to in the US being broken into segregated into different factions, from the left, from the right, from the center. I mean, we've broken apart so much that the right itself is broken into various different factions. The left is broken into many different factions. Everyone is just on their own idea, on their own plan. Everyone wants to get something done according to their vision, and no one's willing to come to the center and meet and say, hey, this is what we agree upon. Let's go ahead and get this done, at least move the country forward in this direction. And then we can talk about what we don't agree about. That's not where we're at, unfortunately. Hopefully, cooler heads will prevail. That's what I'm hoping for. But we don't know. So let's start with the first topic of the day, and this is something that caught my eye. This is from ABC News. Who were the 6 hostages killed in Gaza? So I'm going to go ahead and read a little bit off of this. ABC News. London. Israeli officials on Sunday said that they recovered the bodies of 6 hostages in Gaza, adding that each appeared to have been killed shortly before they were found. A development that sparked mass protests and ratcheted up tensions in the Middle East. The bodies of Carmel Gat, Eden, I might butcher this, Yerushalmi, Israeli American Hirsch Goldberg, Poland, Alexander Lovanov, among Almag. So, okay, I'm butchering this. Sorry, guys. I do apologize. Ori Danino were recovered in a tunnel in Rafah by the Israel Defense Forces and the Israel Security Authority. IDF officials said in a statement 3 of those killed were supposed to be released in the first phase of ceasefire deal, according to a proposal from July. They were all taken hostage on October 7 and were murdered by the Hamas terrorist organization while in captivity in Gaza. The IDF and ISA send their heartfelt condolences to the families. Israel security forces are operating with all means to bring home all the hostages as fast as possible. So I'm pretty sure if you guys are listening to this, you guys are pretty aware of what's going on in the Middle East between Israel and Palestine and Iran and everyone else is involved. So these hostages were taken in October 7. The whole reason why we're having this war between Israel and Hamas is because of what occurred. I mean, let's be real. This extends back for centuries and generations, but as of lately, the latest battle that's going on over there is because of what happened on October 7th. And they've been trying to come to an agreement, make a peace deal, and be able to move forward from this conflict. However, with the 6 hostages that were just found dead, I fear that that's not going to happen. It might get worse, ladies and gentlemen. It might get worse, and we might get involved in this whole situation. Now, those of you who have served in the military, those of you who have family members in the military, you guys don't want war. You guys don't want to go to conflict. You guys don't want to go to battle. You don't want to send your loved ones to battle, to die in a foreign land that has nothing to do with the US of A. And it looks like we're getting deeper and deeper and deeper into this conflict. So with Kamala Harris, I guarantee that we would get deeper into this conflict. because they're warmongers. I've said it over and over and over again. They're neocons. They like this entire thing because it benefits them. It benefits the military industrial complex. It benefits contractors. It benefits politicians who are in bed with contractors. It benefits a lot of people for us to go to war. And the Harris campaign, the Harris people, their cabinet, they're all part of the establishment. They're all part of this group of entities that come together and benefit from war. Believe it or not, you might think it's not true. Look at what's actually happening. Look at what they actually endorse. Don't listen to their words. See what they're actually voting for. See what they're actually doing behind the curtains. It's so easy to see. So if you're thinking that voting Democrat, voting for Kamala means peace, I hate to break it to you, she's a neocon. She's in bed with the military industrial complex. She's in bed with these contractors. And I guarantee 100% that if she becomes president, we are going to get further and further into this battle, into this conflict. We are going to be sending our boys and girls, our men and women in uniform out there to go give up their lives for a conflict that has nothing to do with us. It is unfortunate. This is how it's been for generations. Why do I think that Trump would keep us out of that conflict? Why do I think that? Now, in the past, Trump has sent mixed signals all over the place. And he's been in between, no, we're America first, we're not going to support this conflict. And then he goes into, well, no, we support Israel 100%. Israel is our ally. Of course, we support Israel. We don't support terrorists. So he goes from here to here, here to here, here to here. But we did have 4 years of Donald Trump in the White House. We did see by his actions how he would react. We have an example of it. Not only did he begin pulling us out of certain wars, okay, he started the slow but sure process of getting us out of certain wars. He also kept us from going into further conflict with other countries. For example, North Korea. Okay, he kept us at peace with North Korea. He kept us at peace with Iran. A lot of people criticize him for bombing Iran and killing Soleimani, but that was actually a great move on his part because it kept Iran from wanting to mess with us because they realized, oh man, this guy is serious. This guy isn't playing around. He means business. If we mess with him, he's going to bomb us, and he has the capability, he has the ability, he has every resource available to him to bring us down. So we are not going to mess with this guy. We do, however, have to play a little show for the world, and we're going to go ahead and bomb some of your bases, but we're going to make sure that no one dies. It's going to be something very small. That's literally what happened. You know, when Trump killed Soleimani, Iran was like, oh, we will avenge our people. And then they bombed next to a base. That was it. Crisis averted. There was no conflict. It all ended right then and there. But Trump in the past has also criticized Netanyahu. He hasn't been a big fan of Netanyahu. So something tells me that if my boy Trump, based on what we've seen, the examples that we have from the 4 years he was in office, something tells me he's not going to send our men and women in uniform out there to go fight a foreign battle. I guarantee it. I can almost 100% guarantee it because we've seen this. This dude may talk a big game, but you know why he talks a big game? Because he needs to make sure that our enemies know, hey, man, I ain't playing around, brother. It's like, it's almost like this. Like if there's a bunch of low lives out there trying to break into my house and I let them know, like I put signs up on my house and that say, if you go past this line, you will be shot in the head. That's kind of a warning. That's a strong man warning right there. Hey, you cross this line, you will be deceased. You will be smoked. Don't play with me. I have the guns, I have the means, I have the capability, and I have the ability. Okay, I have the opportunity. Do not cross this path. Do not cross this line. That's basically what Trump was doing. He's talking big game. He's like, hey, buddy, you see these buttons right here? Yeah. All I got to do is this. You're gone. So that's why Trump does what he does. He talks big, but he's also willing to back it up. No, it's not like he just talks. No, he smoked Soleimani. He showed Iran that, hey, dude, I'm willing to play this game. I'm willing to take it as far as you want to take it. So that's what happened. And guess what? People thought it was going to create World War III. No, it didn't. It didn't. He knew exactly what Soleimani was to Iran. He knew that Iran could lose Soleimani and be like, we'll find another guy. It's all good. So Trump was very strategic with his move. It was like a chess piece. It was like a chess move to him. You know what I mean? Very strategic, kept us out of war. This is, again, why I think Trump is going to keep us out of that war. We need him in the White House, ladies and gentlemen. We need him. We need Tulsi Gabbard backing him up, and we need RFK Jr. backing him up. This is the only way we stay out of war. If you don't believe me, if you're set on your mindset about F Donald Trump, F the Republican Party, F the right, then cool. Listen, I have nothing to convince you about. You've made up your mind. But I'm just letting you know, if you vote for Kamala thinking that we're not getting there, you're wrong. If you're not going to vote for Trump, at least know that voting for Kamala is not going to fix anything. It's still going to take us to war. It's still going to put us in a conflict. We're still going to spend billions and billions of dollars in a foreign conflict, throwing away to the military contractors, okay, these weapons dealers. Okay, there's no change, virtually no change that's going to happen. So I hope you understand that part at least. F Donald Trump, sure, okay, cool. Just listen to my words. Kamala's not going to be any different. Trust me. She's a warmonger. She's a neocon. Look who she's in bed with. Look who she's making deals with. Don't play yourself. So, anyways, that's that. As far as the Israel-Palestine topic, I've talked about it a lot. It's not my place to make an opinion. It's not my place to say anything, to be honest with you. I mean, 100%, these people have been going to war for centuries. I know. Israel just became a country not too long ago in the 40s. I know Palestine just became a country somewhere in the 80s. But when I say generational, I mean beyond the existence of these countries, of these nations, when they were back in the day, when there were kingdoms, right? When they were under other kingdoms. I mean, these people, this race of people have been going to war with each other for generations, something that you and I cannot understand to its fullest extent. And for us to pick a side, choose a side, listen, when people say they're against genocide and Israel's out there killing people and innocent babies and the elderly, look, I fully understand that argument and I agree. It's gruesome. It's terrible to see innocent people dying in this battle, in this war. And when people who support Israel say, yeah, but if they don't smash Hamas completely, if they don't wipe Hamas completely out of the face of the planet, they will continue to face that threat nonstop. They're always going to be facing that threat nonstop. So they're at the point where they're tired and they just want to eliminate Hamas for once and for all, never have to deal with them again. I understand that too. I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're saying. Here's what I'm saying. I'm an American. What the fuck does that have to do with me? I look from a humanitarian perspective. Yes, let's take care of the innocent, the children, okay, the elderly, the weak, the people who aren't able to go to battle. Bring them food, bring them shelter, bring them water. I'm okay with that. That doesn't take billions and billions of dollars, dude. Some fucking Dasani water from McDonald's. Get them some Dasani water. Get them some crackers and some tuna, put, build up tents, put them in there, and then build a barrier and say, "Hey, Israel, you can't bomb this spot right here. This is where we have all the elderly and the children. If you bomb over here, you're fucked. All right, Hamas, you don't come over. Hamas, if you come over here, my friend, my friend, do not, my friend, do not come here. I will, believe me, I will destroy." My friends. No here. Okay? Okay, good. You understand? That's what we need to do. If you want to help the innocent, that's how the US helps the innocent. But what we don't do, we don't sell them guns. We don't give them money. We don't get our people involved in this war. We don't choose a side. It's not our place. That's not what we're here for. Okay, yeah, they say the U.S. is the world police. Now, fuck that. Now, fuck that. We don't need to be policing shit. We need to be here at home helping our people, helping our police in the States, funding our police departments so they have better equipment and better resources to catch these fucking criminals. But we have nothing to do out there in the world. Capiche? So, what was I saying? That's my thoughts on that conflict. That really is it. Like, I feel like we're America first, 100% of the way. America first. Let's help our people. Let's bring progress to our nation. Let's save that money that we spend overseas and let's bring it here. Let's spend it on building our roads, building our trains, our fast trains, to compete with the rest of the world, like Japan, for example. Okay, let's spend our money on renewable energy, on nuclear, whatever it is that will progress our country. Let's spend our money there. Let's worry about us here. We have a drug problem. We have a mental health crisis. Okay, we have so many problems that we can be throwing money at, and yet we decide that we want to help somebody else. Help. The only reason I put that in quotations, help, is because in reality, all we're doing is helping corporations, helping the military industrial complex, helping military contractors who want to go out there and they want to make the most amount of money that they can off the lives of innocent people. What do you guys think? You guys agree with me or you think I'm wrong? You think I'm retarded? Because if you think I'm retarded, listen, I agree with you. Okay. I'm not going to argue with you. I am. But, but, even a broken clock will be right twice a day. You know the saying. All right, let's move on. I think I beat that horse enough. Is that the saying, beat that horse? I don't know. I've heard that said a lot. All right, let's talk about an interesting thought. Interesting thought that I had. So let's go back to the talk. I've had this topic so much on my podcast before, but I feel like every time I think about it, I see it from a different perspective. So the topic is working for somebody and expecting to be successful. So I was just having a talk with a friend of mine recently. We went up on a hike, we went up, climbed the rock, and we were up there thinking and sharing ideas. And I told him, hey, I was telling him just how working for somebody for the rest of your life and retiring from that corporation or that company, how you expect to get retirement out of that and get benefits out of that, this, that, and the other. Hopefully throughout the years you get a pay raise, you're able to help your family, you're able to make enough money to support your entire family, all that. What we all would like to have out of a career. And then I started saying, well, if you work for an employer, say you work for a business owner, whether it's a corporation or mom and pop, this concept doesn't change. If I'm a business owner, why did I open my business in the first place? I opened my business for the freedom, right? To kind of take life by the balls and take the path that I want to take in life, not depend on an employer to create that path for me. Does that make sense? The other thing is, I'm in the business of making money. Yeah, I might be selling glass cups, or I might be selling whiskey, or I might be selling computers, or whatever the case may be. But at the end of the day, the goal is to make money, to make resources, to expand resources, if you will. My job is to provide for my family and give my family a comfortable lifestyle. My job is not to give you a comfortable lifestyle. My job is not to make you rich. My job is to make me rich and provide for my family and the generations to come in my family. That's how I would think as a business owner. If I started businesses, hey, this is to help me, help my family, and to gain our financial freedom. I need an employee. You are an employee. You provide work, and I give you money. That's capitalism 101. Okay? Private property, private business, private enterprise. You hire somebody, they provide you with labor, you pay for their labor. Now, having that said, I fully understand the mindset of a business owner. I fully understand the mindset of a corporation. It is to make profit. Okay, it is to make profit, and it is to expand, to get bigger, wealthier, whatever. It is not to look after you and make sure that you're good. It shouldn't be. That's your job. That's my job as an employee. My job is not to want and to beg and to spend my life reaching for that bone that's right in front of me. My job is to make sure that I make the right moves to take care of me and my family. Their job is to make sure that they make the right moves to take care of themselves and their family. So everyone, it's a very individualistic way of looking at things. But individualism is actually good. It's a good thing because it grants you freedom. It grants you the freedom to make your own life choices, your own decisions of where you want to go, what path you want to take in life. It is not a business owner's choice. It is not their responsibility to make sure you're good. It is yours. It is your responsibility to make sure you're good. So that changed. And I've always had this. I've always had this mindset. But after having that talk with my friend, I cemented that mindset. And I realized, hey, I don't blame anyone. I don't blame a corporation. I don't blame a company. I don't blame a business owner for wanting to make a profit. That's their job. That's their job. They want to make that lifestyle. The reason they drive good cars, the reason they can provide everything for their family is because they work their ass off to gain that. They did, not you. You didn't bust your ass. You don't work late nights. You don't do all that to make that happen. That's their journey. That's the shit they did. The sacrifices they made. So why do they owe you anything? Now, here's the thing. As an employee, it is your job to make sure you are set. We are in a capitalistic market. We are in a market environment. What does that mean? The market environment is an environment of competition. So, as an employee, you got to give yourself value. Your labor is your value. What you provide is your value. So, say for example, you're working somewhere, you're not getting paid what you deserve. Okay, well, have you created options for yourself? What options do you have? Do you have the experience? Do you have the skills to go to a company that pays you more? Do you have the ability to go to school? Do you have other means? Can you leave your job? Can you go live with your parents, go live with a roommate? What changes can you make if you're not being appreciated at your workplace? You have to be able to have those options available to you if your employer is being too greedy and not giving you a raise or not seeing your worth because they're too busy with their own gains that they're not looking at you. And again, like I said, it's not their job to look at you, it's your job to look at you, to look after you. So, what are you doing to make sure that you're in the best possible scenario? Okay, what is, where did I read this from? Let me see if I can. This is a really, really great quote. Let's see. See if I can find this quote. This is a great quote. The strongest negotiating position is being able to walk away. Okay. Let's see who that's from. Mauza Kochi. The strongest negotiating position is being able to walk away and mean it. Okay. All right. All right. All right. Most people are making life choices from a position of scarcity and fear. Therefore, they suffer. Our success or failure in life is directly related to how we perceive ourselves. When we perceive that we have abundant choices, we tend to not become attached to things, people, or circumstances. But when we perceive our choices are scarce, we tend to force things and we will often settle for a life that is less than what we want. Choices, ladies and gentlemen, choices is what keeps you confident. Choices is what keeps you at a strong negotiating position. So, again, what do you bring to the table that gives you choices? What do you have? Do you have experience? Do you have skills? Okay. Do you have, for example, do you have education benefits? Okay. Do you have family members that are willing to let you stay with them in the meantime while you work your way up? What do you have available to you? What choices do you have? Is a job that you're working on, are they taking advantage of you? Have they not given you a raise? Have they screwed you over and over and over again? What's happening in your life right now? Whose fault is it? Are you going to spend the rest of your life talking shit about your employer? Or are you going to get your ass up, look in the mirror, and say, nah, bitch, this is your fault. You have me here. The boss doesn't, you do. The boss is in what benefits them. So, in a market, in a market environment, right? In a place of in a place of abundance. Okay, if you're in a place where you have abundant choices and everything is determined by what you bring to the table, you need to start thinking in terms of, what do I bring to the table? If this person is not seeing it, if this employer is not seeing it, who will? If I have nothing that I bring to the table, how can I make that happen? How can I make myself bring something to the table? How can I put more? How can I increase my skills? How can I be highly valued in the market? What can I do? Because if everything boils down to individuality, then you have to turn around and look at yourself. You have to look in the mirror and see, damn, dude, you're the one keeping me back. You're the one who's keeping me from moving forward. It is not him. It is not her. It is me. It's been me all along. All along. It's been me. The faster you see it that way, the faster you'll be able to move forward in your life. This is what I love about this country. This is what immigrants love about this country. This is the reason why immigrants rush to the US, for the opportunity to have the freedom to choose, to be an individual and choose their path in life. This is why Americans are not rushing to Venezuela. This is why Venezuelans are rushing to America. Think about it. Just think about it for a second. Use your brain cells, people. Use your synapse glands. Use your brain and think just for 1 second. Why is it that Hondurans are running to the US and the US is not running to Honduras? Now you might say, well, it's the US invasion and the US. Okay, shut the fuck up. Listen, nobody wants to go to Venezuela. Nobody wants to go to Honduras. Everybody's rushing to the US. Africans, Latinos, Asians, everybody's rushing to the US because we promise you, when you touch this land, we promise you the pursuit of happiness. Okay? We promise you that you have the choice, you have the option to pursue your own happiness, that which makes you a happy person, which makes you find your path, your values. All right? This is the promise of America. So when you have that much freedom in your hands, yeah, it fucking sucks. It sucks ass. I know. I understand that. It sucks because now everything is in your hands. Individualism, okay, competition. You're in competition. You're in constant competition. There's 300. How many people are there in the US? 300 million? 300 billion? How US population? Let's see. 333.3 million as of 2022. So around there. So you have that much competition. Then boil it down to your specific profession, boil it down to sub profession, right? Boil it down, boil it down, boil it down. But at the end of the day, you're competing with millions and millions of people. Why the fuck should a business owner look at you and saying, well, yeah, that's the guy, that's the gal, that's who I'm gonna spend more money on, that's who I'm gonna take my risk on? Why you? You got to make yourself marketable, valuable in this market of competition, especially during these times of inflation, during these times when unemployment is at a high level, right? This is when you have to make yourself the most marketable. I guess I'm just rambling at this point, but all I want to say, all I want to leave you with is, it is your job to make sure that you're good. Stop bitching at your employer. If you feel like you deserve more, then walk away. Now, this has been a theme in the Whiskey Talk with Mario podcast since the beginning. Go back and look at my early episodes. The power of walking away. I've said that from day one. The power of walking away. It doesn't just apply to relationships. It applies to jobs. It applies to business. It applies to everything. If you know you're able to walk away, then you don't have to take shit from anybody. It's plain and simple. You don't have to take shit from anybody because you have the means to walk away. You're not dependent. Your lifeline is not dependent on this corporation, on this company, on this person, on this thing, right? It's dependent on yourself and what you make of yourself. So get out there, make yourself marketable, make yourself more valuable in the job market. Go compete. You have millions and millions of people that you're going up against. Make yourself stand out. Not everyone can stand out. I understand that. But You can. You can. I know you can. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, that was my rant for the day. I hope you enjoyed it. Whiskey Talk with Mario. You already know. Stay tuned for the next episode. I'm out.
And this was another episode of Whiskey Talk with Mario.